24, Kids First, age 16, and today I am here with Lirit Rosenzweig Topaz. I had to say that all out very slowly. She is the founder of both Neko Productions and FBF Animation. She has worked over 20 years for several very famous IPs that you've probably heard of, including Marvel's the Avengers from Marvel, Harry Potter, Monster High, and Sonic the Hedgehog, a personal important franchise to me specifically. So to start off, how are you doing?
Good at home like everyone else these days.
Yeah,
Everything is good.
Well, that's great to hear. So to start off, how did you get into the animation business?
So I started from live action. I was a live action producer for many years since I was pretty young. And when I had to move to the States, I moved because of my husband. And my husband is a supervising animator and a director and a very talented artist in the animation industry. So we moved to the States. I moved with him to get here. He's working at DreamWorks Animation. And then I got into the animation world. And I started everything from scratch. That was my journey.
And I think the fact that you have started your own company is, particularly interesting because that's not really something that you see happen that often. And you've worked with some really, really big franchises. So I think that's particularly fascinating, at least to me, because I do kind of dream of starting my own entertainment studio. And so I just wanted to say, what kind of advice would you give to people who want to work just in general, the entertainment industry?
I think the advice I will give, it's like I will give any individual that want to do something and be good at something, not specifically in the entertainment industry, is first of all, to work hard. Second, I would say to be to pursue being very good at what you do, and know what you do and be professional about it. I would definitely say, and that's to everyone, to be a good person, a genuine person, to be a trustworthy person. For me, for example, that's the way I act as a person, and establishing a company and having my employees and my team. It's very important for me that everyone will be the same. So when you have clients, they know they can be safe and sound and sleep tight at night because they can trust you. It's a lot about trust. And to have good communication skills and to care about your team or your clients and to be there in 200%, and just put it all in and give your best. And another thing I would say is don't give up, because there are a lot of challenges along the way, and you don't always know what to do and where to go and like to handle certain situations, but don't give up. Stay true to yourself, stay focused, and you'll get there.
Yeah, and I think that's really good advice, not just for people who want to be in the entertainment industry, but just good advice for life in general. And you briefly mentioned the challenges of being in the entertainment industry. So I want to ask, what do you think is the most challenging aspect of running your own company?
I think it is, you have a lot of responsibility. You have a lot of responsibility to your clients. You have a lot of responsibility to your team. You have a lot of responsibility for yourself. So that's for sure, it's a challenge, and to find the balance, and to keep on getting better and better and better every single day. And and life is a challenge, so it's a part of the bigger challenge out there.
Yeah, that makes sense. And I mentioned how you've worked with arguably some of the biggest franchises in America and also some outside of America. But you've also done a lot of more independent projects. So what would you say are the major differences between working on an independent project versus a big mainstream project?
I think that with big mainstream projects, you have you need to maintain the brand. You need to stay very, very specific and accurate on the brand. Where independent, you have a little bit more freedom. For example, when we worked on Sonic the Hedgehog, it's a well-known brand. It's done so well, and we needed to make sure that every single movement and all the characters and everything is top-notch, exactly like the character would move, every eye movement or whatnot. And independent projects, usually there is no one knows it before the project that we work on, right? So it shouldn't necessarily have like a flow that you have to keep. I think that's the biggest difference.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. And I'm glad you mentioned Sonic the Hedgehog because I am a very big fan of Sonic the Hedgehog, and I was excited to hear that you worked on both the Sonic Mania shorts and the Team Sonic Racing shorts. So between all of the little shorts that you did for Sonic the Hedgehog, I have to ask which one was your favorite because I just.
Honestly, it's a little bit hard to answer because it's like asking who I like the most out of my kids. In general, the projects that I work on, I give like my 200% and my heart and soul in, so I love them all. And with Sonic, I just in general, I really like to work on this project. I like the brand. I was playing this game when I was a kid, and I remember days I didn't go to school because I wanted to play. So to be working and producing like the shorts on it was amazing. I like the places mainly where Sonic and his friends are more action oriented, like they have parts of action. Yeah, but there are a lot of parts that I like there.
Yeah, I haven't watched all of those shorts yet. I was planning on doing that, but I personally found them to be really charming, especially with the Team Sonic Racing ones, because they feature some characters that oftentimes kind of get overshadowed. No shade to Sega, but just saying. And aside from animation, your company has also done work on video games. And between mobile games, big AAA games, and VR games, so which of these three would you say is like your favorite type of game to work on? Because they're all so different.
Personally, I like more of the content for kids, even in games. We worked, for example, I mean, I really like to, we did Avengers Marvel Academy. That was a game, in Harry Potter. We did a game for, and we did a bunch of other games. I would say, or the cartoonish one, or in between, less of the realistic, even though we do that as well. But personally, I love to do, you know what, I like to work in games that I would play myself. And the majority of the games we did, I would definitely play myself.
Yeah, I think like definitely that's actually an interesting angle to look at things. Like when you're working on a project, you're thinking like, oh, would I be a fan of this project even if I wasn't like working on it? That's because I also write my own stories, and I think that's kind of because I do write a lot of stories that are specifically more stuff that I'm personally passionate about. So I think that actually is a really interesting angle to look at media as a whole. I've never actually considered that, but to be honest, that's kind of how I write all my stories, so it's interesting.
Yeah, and you asked me about entertainment. I think specifically entertainment, because entertainment, when you work in this industry, it's a passion of yours. It's not just a job you go to make money. It's really a part of you. And as long as you feel connected and you have a passion to what you do, you know, there's a saying, I don't know how to say it in English well enough, but that if you work in something that you like, you won't feel as if you worked one day in your life. My apologies. So I think the fact that we can work on things that we are passionate about and we love with all of our hearts, it even goes more into the quality of the product and the service that we give.
Yeah, that is a really, I would say, a really positive outlook to look on, you know, just entertainment as a whole, because I personally think entertainment actually has a lot of merit, aside from just being like mindless things to pass the time. And so, final question, where do you see Neko Productions in 5 years?
Ooh. I would say where we're at times 10. I would say producing TV shows, mainly for kids, but not only, having our own IP. We develop IPs as well. So having a few of our IPs being sold and out there, being broadcasted on networks. Continuing to do the big variety of projects that we do. I love the fact that we do games and we do for TV and we do for film and we do for digital and we do so AR, VR, so many things. Exactly the same. I love it. Yeah, and to be even better and bigger than what we are today.
Well, that's you know, that's a pretty nice outlook. And so thank you so much for this interview.
My pleasure. Thank you for the interview.
And so that'll be it for this interview. If you like it, make sure to check out the Kids First website and, of course, all the other Kids First reporters. And I will be seeing you all later. Bye-bye.